We want to bring in Lauren Oleski to talk with us for just a brief moment, because you actually lived in South Carolina before here. You were doing weather there. So tell us a little bit about the situation with Hurricane Florence that could come on shore there.
So yeah, I was working in Columbia, South Carolina. I was there for 2.5 years before I came here. I did Matthew when Matthew moved up the coast of South Carolina, and Hermine when that came through the Panhandle and across the South. So I have experience with the hurricanes and the flooding issues that up there. And unfortunately, first of all, no area can handle 40 inches of rain, but Charleston floods easily when there's just a thunderstorm outside. And where I was in Columbia, we had a catastrophic flooding event years ago. It was in 2015. We got about 10 to 15 inches of rain in the span of about a day and a half, and the entire eastern part of the state was underwater. People lost their lives. Apartments, second, third, fourth story apartments completely flooded. So this area, this state, the Carolinas, they don't handle a lot of water well. There's a lot of rivers out there as well. They have to drain all of those rivers. There's several dams that might have to get released. The waterways need to be opened. That unfortunately then causes areas downstream of those dams to flood. So the amount of rain that they're going to be dealing with from Florence won't just impact the areas that get caught under the feet of rain. It's going to impact likely both states, because all of that runoff is going down those rivers, down towards the coastal areas of North and South Carolina. There's Florence right now undergoing eye wall replacement, which is basically just that. It replaces its own eye wall. We see a lot of organization with the eye wall, then it kind of looks a little disgruntled, and then it reorganizes itself. We see the outer eye wall kind of forming and closing in on itself, if you will, and then after that happens, the storm can re-strengthen. So winds have gone back down to 130 miles per hour, but the winds are likely going to pick back up once that eye wall replacement is finished. We could see the winds capping out at around 150 miles per hour, making landfall as a Category 4 hurricane somewhere across the coast of North and South Carolina. So let's take a look at some of the rainfall totals. This is going to be now through next Tuesday, so about a week or so. Wilmington, North Carolina could see 40 inches of rain. This is what happened in Texas with Harvey. Harvey moved on shore and it stalled. That's what's going to happen here with Florence. There's a huge ridge, a really strong area of high pressure in the northern United States. So it's not going to allow Florence to move inland any further. So unfortunately, it's going to sit on top of the states and dump a lot of rain. Fayetteville could pick up about 18 inches of rain, maybe 25 inches of rain there in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And so once all of this rain falls, it's going to drain into the South Carolina River basins, and then those are then going to continue to drain out towards the Atlantic Ocean. That's why the coast near Charleston and the coast of North Carolina was completely evacuated, because they're not necessarily going to deal with 40 inches of rain, but they're going to deal with all the runoff that's going to be moving down there. Hurricane watch is in effect for the entire coast of North Carolina, most of the coast of South Carolina. We have some tropical storm watches that extend inland across North Carolina as well. So a lot going on, a lot that they have to prepare for when Florence moves through. Let's take a look at Isaac. It's down to a tropical storm. There's Helene out on the Atlantic. That's going to move north. That won't be any issue to us. 70-mile-per-hour winds right now within Isaac, so it's a tropical storm. It could gain strength. We're going to watch it closely heading into the weekend, likely still staying at tropical storm strength. I'm sure tropical storm watches and warnings will get posted for the Leeward Islands shortly, and we're going to monitor Isaac, because if we see it impacting us, it would likely be sometime by the middle or the end of next week.